Cue the intro. How's it going, Animates? My name is ReMind, and welcome back to another Kingdom Hearts 3 discussion video. As always, before we get this video started, if you're brand new to the channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell right beside it so that you won't miss every single content that comes here on this channel. Now today, I actually have a very special guest with me, and he's a really cool dude to actually talk to. I'm pretty sure all of you know exactly who he is. Please, my dude, introduce yourself.
Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Prodigy. Welcome to another video. I'm on ReMind's channel this time. What's good?
Really awesome to actually speak to you. So today we're actually going to be talking about our expectations or what we want to see in Kingdom Hearts 3. Now we know that the recent Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind trailer has actually came out, and it raised to lots and lots of questions, especially the conversations with Sora and Naminé at the end of the trailer. So what do you think about that?
I feel like the convos with Sora and Naminé are definitely interesting. I don't think too much of them right now. It seems like it's kind of just exposition for whatever, I guess, Naminé is doing in the final world. Sora telling her to go to the land of ocean and sky and whatnot. So that's really all I think about that cutscene.
Yeah, I agree, because like that cutscene was just, you know, kind of weird to me, because we all know that basically when Naminé was, she basically spoke to Terra at the final world, and basically when that happened, in this cutscene right here, Sora is telling Naminé to go to the land of ocean and sky. So that's the thing where I thought was actually funny. But there are also some new things in the trailer that were beyond me. Like there was Ventus literally sliding on ice. There's just a lot of context and clues. Sora going to the final world, talking to Chirithy and all that stuff. And it's just a lot of questions that's just raised to answers, because like when I just looked at that, I was just so hyped. But also I was just like questioning to myself, like, okay, there are lots of things in here that was beyond me. I didn't really expect all this information to actually be here in this ReMind trailer, because really, in my opinion, I thought that pretty much when we had the first ReMind trailer, I thought it was going to be just like that. But no, this is like an actual, like a normal Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer where we're receiving, you know, context without, you know, knowing exactly what's going on. But in this trailer, this time, it's like we received context to know and get a clear idea of what's actually going on. And I feel like this is the very first trailer that's actually done this. And I think that this will be really cool to actually, you know, analyze and all that stuff, going back to this Kingdom Hearts trailer. Wouldn't you say?
I agree. I honestly think that this trailer is one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers, even a week after it's released, even considering the other trailers that released before Kingdom Hearts 3, because this trailer did something different compared to the other ones. Well, it has a whole different premise in general because it's DLC, of course, but since it is DLC, we have knowledge of what the base game is like, and we can kind of apply that to the trailer. So when we're hyped about certain things in the trailer, it feels a lot more genuine, you know what I mean? Like beforehand, when we were hyped about certain Disney worlds or certain attraction flows or certain, I don't know, attacks, we really didn't know how it would work in the game. We just saw it, it looked flashy, it looked cool, and we were like, oh, yo, this is crazy, this is cool. But now in the trailer, we can kind of apply that to the actual game, like apply things like the data fights into the actual game, apply the context from the cutscenes, like the Naminé cutscene or the Chirithy cutscene even, and apply that to the main story, because we know the main story. Like for example, the cutscene with Chirithy, with Sora and Chirithy, seems like it's taking place after the game, just by the sheer fact that Chirithy and Sora are both talking about Kairi as if she's gone, and we only know of a situation like that in 2 points in the game. One point we already know about, where Kairi is actually the string, I guess you can say, that's holding Sora together in the final world, and the second part being when, of course, Kairi gets snatched by Xemnas, and her heart, I guess, I don't really know what happened there, but I guess her being shattered from Xehanort's Keyblade, and her heart, I guess, left somewhere. I don't know the specifics of all of that, but Those are the only 2 points we know about where Kairi is in that state. And that Kiriti cutscene just straight up gives us context towards that. And we now know that we're probably going to be getting a post-credit episode or some post-credit like cutscenes that kind of lead us into the secret movie a lot more, which I'm very excited for. There was just a lot of context in this trailer that was really cool. Like, everything in this trailer was really cool to see. The limits, the extra fights in the Keyblade Graveyard, or the new, I don't know how to describe it. Being able to play as these characters in the Keyblade Graveyard seems to be really cool. The unique limits, like we saw with Ventus and Aqua, and the one with Axel, Roxas, and Xion. We saw the data fights, or quote data fights, which look really cool with Zigbar and Vanitas. And of course, we got some cool cutscenes with Naminé and Sora, finally getting to see Naminé's in-game model rather than her CGI model, which we knew she had because of the Ultimania, because her in-game model is in that book as well. Fun fact about Naminé, actually, Nomura did actually kind of tease at some Naminé involvement in the DLC in some of the interviews, because there was a lot of questions about Naminé and how exactly her heart got separated from Kairi, and Nomura said that he might explore that in the DLC, and it seems like they might be exploring that a little bit more. It seems like Naminé might be a little more involved in this DLC than some people may think, and I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you said, especially with the Ultimania part, because I did cover a video talking about when Nomura was actually talking about Naminé actually being explained of how she actually got put in where she is now, and especially the other last video I definitely made talking about exactly what you just said about Naminé being exactly full on important, because that's something that I feel like ReMind will definitely be like, because Naminé was obviously her main importance was to be part of, you know, Kairi, stay with Kairi the whole time, but now in this sort of situation, I definitely feel like Naminé is definitely going to be important, like really, really important, due to the fact of, you know, the conversation between Sora and Naminé, and basically when Sora was giving a command to Naminé to go back to the land of Ocean and Sky, that automatically assumed to me that maybe that Naminé is actually doing something to actually, you know, help in the final battle, probably, or because like this cutscene, we have no idea when this cutscene is actually taking place. So there's either two options here. Option one is when Sora tells Naminé to go to the land of Ocean and Sky. That gives a clear avocation of the interactions between the Lingering Will and Terra, because we all know that Naminé basically said in the final world that she actually talked to Terra or the Lingering Will. I don't remember what she actually said, but that raised me to question. I was like, wait, how did she actually do that? And I actually covered a video yesterday or 2 days ago talking about that particular, you know, situation, because I kind of find that funny to actually, you know, take place, especially with that sort of cutscene. And it just, you know, it still raised the questions of why this cutscene actually took place. Like, when is this cutscene is taking place, and how will this actually go down? Because, like, at the end of, you know, the trailer, Sora actually said in context that it's bad enough if Terra or either of the team gets hurt, which is something I'm also questioning as well, because I'm like, wait, when does this actually take place? Why is Sora actually saying this? Because, like, it's just kind of weird to me, and I don't we don't fully know the context, obviously, towards that cutscene, but it's just something I just find strange. So what are your thoughts towards that? Because I know that's kind of just a little bit weird.
Wait, what exactly are you asking me?
So basically, remember the cutscene at the end of the trailer where basically Sora basically said it's either bad if Terra or either of the team gets hurt, and basically Sora gave the command to Naminé to actually go back to the land of Ocean and Sky. So what are your thoughts towards that? Because I know that's kind of, you know, funny for Sora to actually give that command to Naminé to go back to the final world, because like I said before, I'm speculating that maybe Sora told Naminé to actually go back because maybe this is time travel in some sort of way to tell the Sora in that era to that I don't know, but it was like basically.
Wait, did they say hold on, did they say, like, I forget in the trailer, did they say go back to the world of Ocean and Sky? Is that exactly what she said? Go back to it, or what Sora said?
Yeah, he literally said return to the land of Ocean and Sky, and that is the final world.
Oh, well, my current thought on that, I kind of took that cutscene as, I don't really know. I kind of just took it as him, because we know that in ReMind, Naminé is the reason that Lingering Will, shows up. So I feel like that's all that cutscene is. I don't really know if it is anything else. It could be, but I don't know. I haven't really thought about that too much, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just it's just somewhat weird, and I just don't get the context of that at all, but I guess we'll find out when ReMind comes out, because we don't know what time period that actually comes in. But now let's get to the actual point of the video, since we talked about the trailer. So our main point of the video is actually our expectations toward this DLC. Now there are lots of things that Prodigy has covered. There are lots of things that I've covered, as well as of lately, of the Ultimanias and our discussions and whatnot. So I'm so glad that we are actually here to talk about our expectations together of what we want to actually see in ReMind. So Prodigy, what is your main things that you definitely want to see in this upcoming DLC?
I kind of already have everything I want to see. Like, they've already shown it to me for the most part, at least. There is one thing though. I already got the data battles, which I am so excited for. I wonder if they're going to do all of the organization members, or if they're just going to do like select few. I don't really see a reason for them not to do all of them, but hey, we'll see, I guess. Because we don't even know if they're data battles, quote unquote. Maybe it's some weird story thing where we're fighting replicas or something. I don't really know. But I will say one thing that I haven't quite seen yet that I hope happens. I mean, I'm fully expecting this to happen because it's just obvious, but I'm really hoping for some patches for the game, actually. I really hope that they add some more combo modifiers to our boy Sora, because I feel like his base combos are a little bit weak in the game compared to his combos in like second form or in any Keyblade transformation. Like, I understand that Keyblade transformations are supposed to be the bread and butter of the game, but I feel like they shouldn't take away from base Sora's combos at all, like they already do in Kingdom Hearts 3. And this is especially noticeable on higher levels of difficulty in the game, I feel like. So I definitely hope that they patch some things out, make some balance changes to overall make the game a cleaner and more refined experience.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because yeah, Sora's combos to me has also been definitely weak, and it's like I felt like his combos were like way too easy to take on enemies. I feel like I need to be challenged enough. Like, even on critical mode, I still felt like it wasn't even challenged enough. I felt like Sora's combos it was way too easy to take out all these Heartless. I want his combos to be a little bit, difficult to manage, but at the same time, he needs a little bit more development for his, combo moves and all that stuff as well. And I'm definitely
I wouldn't say that. I'd say, like, I don't know. I wouldn't say I want them to be more difficult. I want his combos to be easier to pull off, actually, because there's a lot of lag between like certain moves he has. It's actually a common thing to not equip like a lot of abilities in the game because they're just too laggy, and you'll end up just getting hit by the enemy, and it's pretty annoying. I just want a little bit more variety within base Sora's moveset rather than, I guess, I don't know what we have now, because it feels like the base game combo you have at the beginning of Olympus is the best combo in the game, in my opinion. Maybe if you really want to add something to it, you could say like Rising Spiral. Rising Spiral is pretty cool, and I think Magic Flash is pretty good, but outside of that, I don't really think any of the combo modifiers are good at all, and I want them to be a lot better. They don't have to remove Speed Slash or remove Triple Rush or anything like that, but if they could just add some new ones, I guess, allow you to cancel between finishers even, I think that could easily make Speed Slash or Triple Rush even better. I think it would just add a certain fluidity to combat that I would like a lot more. The combat's already really fluid, and Base Sora's combos feel good, I guess you can say. Like, they don't feel bad, assuming that you have, like, proper setups, but they just could be a lot better, because other games, they don't rely on other things for combos. Like Sora in Kingdom Hearts 3, to deal, like, massive damage, he's relying a lot on Keyblade transformations. And he's relying a lot on, like, magic, any, like, external, I guess, spells and abilities and forms and whatnot. Nothing that he really has, like, you know, in his arsenal without getting any sort of level up or form change or situation command, something that you don't have to build up. I would like for Base Sora to just feel as good as he did in Kingdom Hearts 2 or even Kingdom Hearts 1. Because those games, I feel like Base Sora's combos just feel a lot better. But that's something that I hope happens. I hope that, like, I don't know, like, I just want them to balance the game a little bit more. Make it a little more fun to do certain things, because at a higher level of play, Links definitely overpower the game quite a bit. And I would like them to nerf Links, I guess you can say, as well. But those are really the main things I would like out of the DLC that they haven't already shown. But outside of that, I'm pretty satisfied so far with what I've seen. I really love the bosses, and I really love being able to redo Keyblade Graveyard fights now with other playable characters as well. Hopefully they reveal more playable characters outside of just Riku and Roxas and Aqua. Hope maybe we'll be able to play as the whole cast. I'm not expecting that, but I think that would be pretty cool as well, because I would love to play as Xion. But that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree on everything that you literally just said, because those were my initial thoughts towards, you know, my, you know, expectations towards the DLC. I'm not going to have high expectations for them, but those are one of my expectations. Another expectation that I literally had was, I'm not sure if this is going to happen or not, but we all know that we wanted actually Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts 3. So there's a possibility where in some what sort of shape or form, maybe in this segment we could have some Final Fantasy characters, just for like just a tiny little cameo. I'm not saying like have like just this Final Fantasy character in there throughout like the whole DLC. What I'm saying is maybe it's, you know, good to have, you know, some sort of Final Fantasy characters just for this portion of, you know, the final battle, some shape, way, or form. I don't know how that's gonna work, but, you know, it's, you know, it would be kind of cool. And, you know, the Final Fantasy character that I definitely want to see in this ReMind, you know, trailer, since we have data boss battles, or that's what we're gonna call it, I want my boy Sephiroth in, because, you know, lots of people have been wanting Sephiroth back as a boss battle, because we all know that he was a boss battle in Kingdom Hearts 1 and in Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, if he returns in Kingdom Hearts 3, oh boy, I'm going to be so hyped for that. I am so going to be ready for that, because, like, that is, like, one of my most wanted things that I want to be in this upcoming DLC, especially since, you know, we just literally seen, like, somewhat of data boss battles, especially with Vanitas and, you know, Lucius. I don't even know what to call this man anymore, because he's been like 3 identical people. But regardless of the fact, I definitely would want Sephiroth to be back in Kingdom Hearts 3. What about you? Do you think that you would like Sephiroth to be an actual boss battle, or do you think that he'll be good as a data boss battle? Because, you know, that's been speculated for like a good little bit in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, I definitely don't think that if he's a boss in KH3 that he'll be a data battle, but it's possible, I guess you can say. I definitely want Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 3, because Sephiroth from Kingdom Hearts 1 is actually my favorite boss in the entire franchise, like, period. And I would love to have him in Kingdom Hearts 3, more so than I was disappointed that there was no Final Fantasy characters. I was more disappointed that there was no Sephiroth, because Sephiroth, like, I feel like he's just a staple of the number titles, and it was really weird not having him in the game. Regarding other Final Fantasy characters, I'm not really expecting them to have too much of a presence in ReMind, and to be honest, I won't be mad if they're not in ReMind, because unlike some other people who are looking at ReMind to fill in some of the blanks that they feel were in Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm more so looking at ReMind as a way to experience more of what I love of the game. Because for me personally, I already love Kingdom Hearts 3, favorite Kingdom Hearts game, and to me, ReMind is so exciting because it's just more of my favorite video game, and I'm just super excited for it, man.
Yeah, me as well. I definitely feel like that's one of the main important things of why, or it should be a good reason to actually have this in this specific game, because, you know, that's actually the main key point factor that people should definitely look at instead of wanting, you know, actual Final Fantasy characters to be in there, because there's always a reason for Final Fantasy characters to, you know, be in Kingdom Hearts games, because Nomura has said before that these Final Fantasy characters, they're not really canon. They're just there to actually support the Kingdom Hearts series, which is something I definitely agree, because I definitely feel like if there's no longer of a need for Final Fantasy characters and Kingdom Hearts can handle its own, then it can handle its own. And I will not be mad if, you know, Final Fantasy characters are not in ReMind, especially Sephiroth, because we all know that Cloud and Sephiroth, they have their own arc. They have the Cydia, they have their own stuff to do. So I won't be mad at all if they won't even show up, period, point blank. And another thing that I'm really excited about in this, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC is definitely the interactions with Luxord and Luxu. Now, because like everyone's speculating that Luxord is possibly Brain, some people are saying that it's Master Masters due to his name, you know, being X, and, you know, Key is X. So it's just, you know, really interesting of how this actually puts out, because this is something that I've been actually thinking about for a quite little bit, and I expect this cutscene to actually be well, because Nomura did say that the cutscenes will be long, so I expect the cutscenes to actually be in depth. I expect to actually go in depth with the cutscenes to where I would want to actually pay attention, so close to the fact that I don't want to miss any sort of, you know, details or hints towards the interactions between Luxord and Luxu.
I don't really know what I expect from Luxord and ReMind, because he's kind of just one of those things where it's just a wait and see thing. I don't have any set expectations for him. To be honest, I'm more so expecting him to show up in one of the Union Cross updates more so than I am expecting him to have some big reveal in ReMind. But it's entirely possible that he'll have a big presence in ReMind, and I'm sure he'll have something to do with the secret ending, or maybe I don't know, a epilogue, like an extended epilogue cutscene and whatnot. I don't really know what to say about him. I'm interested, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, it's just really interesting and all that stuff. Well, Animates, that'll do for today's video. Prodigy, thank you so much for actually joining me. I really appreciate it. Like, this has been really cool to actually talk to you, because I know we had conversations before, you know, talking about, you know, all this stuff and all the videos that we have basically covered, and we've been through a lot, just announcing everything, trailer analysis, Ultimanias, and pretty much everything regarding to Kingdom Hearts, because this is, you know, a very important series, and I think that the community definitely loves the series a lot. And I think that if, you know, we push out more content, and if we push out, you know, more opinions out there, hopefully, you know, we can, you know, gather a community building ourselves to where, you know, we can actually, you know, just be inspiring people and all that stuff. And that's like one of the main reasons why I actually chose you for this video, because I felt like that, you know, since we actually talked, I felt like we actually have the understanding of, you know, community building, because I definitely feel like that's the main important thing when it comes to not just Kingdom Hearts, but in general, as gamers and as in general as normal people with, you know, communication and, you know, community building. So I definitely want to thank you for joining me on this video. It really means a lot.
No problem, man. I appreciate you having me on here. Thank you guys for welcoming me on this channel. I really appreciate it, and thank you for all the kind words.
Of course. So if you haven't, please be sure to check out Prodigy's channel. The link will be in the description below. And let me know in the comment section below what are your thoughts and opinions towards everything that we have specifically said in this video, as I would definitely like to know. So my name is Byx. Hope you guys have an awesome, very fantastic day. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell right beside it so that you won't miss every single content that comes here on this channel. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.